Good afternoon, everybody. This is our sound check. So if you can see us, see us and hear us, go ahead and give us a thumbs up so that we'll know that everything is working properly. We will begin promptly at 3 o'clock.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone had a very nice Mother's Day weekend. It's a beautiful day out there today, just right. Humidity's really low. We'll go right into our report here. I want to remind everyone tomorrow is Carrie's named this Town Hall Tuesday, which is it's pretty good name for it. But tomorrow she's going to have the sheriff's office on there. They're going to be talking to you about some things going on in the county. Also going to have the city police department. I think Christie, chief of police, is going to be there. And the property assessor's office, Paula, will be representing that. And I think she may have one other person with her, but be pretty interesting tomorrow to hear what they've got to say. So, you know, it'll be right after my report tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So usually it'll take us 5 or 10 minutes, and then be pretty interesting if you want to tune into that. I do want to remind everyone that our building here, of course, is open. Say that every day, but a lot of people still come up and they go to the windows, and the doors, they're used to the doors being locked, but it's open. We do have, cleaning supplies there, and we can wash your hands, and we request you to wear a mask coming in, if you would. And if you don't have one, we've got some on the table out there, so, that's it's fine. We're not telling you've got to, but we'd like for you to if you could, and that would just protect you and protect us also. We've got a new testing facility, evidently. This one in Lafayette, do you have it online?
No, I don't.
In Walker County?
Walker County, yes.
Yeah, and is that just for today, or are they going to start doing it 5 days a week?
They do it every day.
Every day, 5 days, okay. So we do have one now that's open there in Lafayette at the Walker County Civic Center, and it's 706-375-7705. And are they doing both of them or just a swab? You know,
I don't know. I think they're just doing the swab.
just doing a swab. Okay. If it's a health department, they're only doing a swab. But and then we have, of course, next Thursday. We had a really good day this past Thursday, but next Thursday from 9 to 4 at our sports complex just south of Trenton. The health department will be setting back up, and it'll be these are just drive-through. You don't have to get out of the car, and they do the drive-through, but they only do the swab test, and they'll you need to call this number, and they'll ask you just a few questions. You don't have to show symptoms to do it, but they will ask you different questions, and you can call this number at 706-802-5329. That's 706. Be sure to dial the 706 because some of the people called Carrie and they said it didn't go through. And it's because you got to dial a 1 on this one. 1-706-802-5329. And just at your convenience, it's from 5. Let me see. No, I'm sorry. They get down there and they start around 9 o'clock, and then they go all the way to 4 o'clock. And they started a little early the other morning. It was all new, but and there was totally in Dade County we had 54 go through that day. And I'm not sure they haven't got their results back, but it'd be interesting to see the percentage that tested positive or negative. And I don't know that they'll share that with us. We don't want their names, but it would be interesting to see how many out of 54 that tested in Dade County was positive or negative. Of course, with more testing throughout the state of Georgia, we're going to have the higher numbers. More numbers, more results. And I did want to mention too that it's pretty interesting. If you think back. In the winter, maybe back in December or January, if you had, like a real bad bout with the flu, or if you were sick, and you weren't really sure. I know I did in February. I was down for about almost 3 weeks. So actually 2 weeks really bad, and then finally it kind of went away, but because I did like 2 Z-Packs and nothing happened, and but I still had a little fever, and they gave me Tylenol and some over-the-counter stuff. And they just said, well, it's probably just a virus, you'll get over it. Well, anyway, went over this morning to Lafayette, and that's another testing site right there at the Walmart. Anyway, I went over and did have the antibody test, and I came back positive. So Diane also, she went back over about 2 o'clock because I thought, well, if I had it back then, she tested positive. So that's really... It's good to know. It's good to know because I know what actually it was, probably. And, I don't show any symptoms now at all. And they assured me that I was not contagious. I thought, well, here I got to go quarantine. And I said, no. I said, this shows that it was in your system then, and it's still, so you're not contagious whatsoever, which made me feel good. And they said, chances are, you won't contact it, again. Well, not only me, but I do have the permission to tell us, but then Alan went over, and Alan was tested, and Alan Bradford tested positive. And then Lamar Lowry came down from the hospital, and he drove through and did a drive-through like going to Crystal, and Lamar came back positive too. And both of those men were, and Robert Goff didn't get to go this morning. He was going to go, and actually Mr. Hartline, he was in Fort Payne working. They were going to go also at different times, and be checked, just for curiosity because it's something you need to know. And so anyway, Lamar and Alan, I know Robert probably will go now for sure. He will actually probably go here at Miss Lawson's and get tested. So if you've been sick or if you're curious, that's what these tests are for. It's interesting to know because it was the symptoms that I had back in February, were flu symptoms, except it was a lot more lung issues. And I would have been worried to death back then. I didn't. I just thought, well, it's the flu, and I had the flu shot too, back in the October, I think, is when they came through. So I had the flu shot. So I thought, well, that's crazy, because I thought, well, here I've had the flu shot, and here I'm going through this. So, but the main problem with me was in my lungs. It was actually I've never had any lung problem ever, but it was more like an emphysema type thing, that I had, and then when I went to the doctor and they gave me the Z-Pack, didn't work, and they said, well, it's probably, actually I took two Z-Packs, like I said, but then they come back and they said, well, it's probably just no virus or something. It'll go its course. I had no idea that it was even related to this, But so what I'm saying is, if you really don't sit around and just think of, if you ought to go be tested. Over here at the on the square here at the medical, Lawson Medical, it costs $25, and now she does actually a blood draw, and it takes 3 days to get that test back, and insurance will cover the lab fee, from what I understand, or Medicare will take care of it. And now over there where I went this morning, it was $40, but they can tell you there in like 20 minutes on that test. And then we've got, of course, our health department, as I mentioned, down at the Four Fields, and it's a swab test only. That right there, and I think the results come back in 3 or 4 or 5 days on that, because most people have not heard from their test there. So, and then we do have that one in Lafayette at the Walker County Civic Center. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. It's pretty interesting, and you never know when you get up in the morning how your day's going to go, but it was pretty interesting to find that out. So, but I'll go into our report today, and as far as Dade County goes, we're at 17, and we do have 11 antibody tests out there that's figured in with this. So if you take those away, because as I was talking a while ago, antibody test is showing test results for people that don't have it right now, but they've had it in the past, and that would give us 5, actually that would be confirmed. And we're sure that some of those people are actually people that have, they're well, they're out back on the street. In Walker County, went from 62 to 65, and they've got 44 antibody tests that's been actually, actually in their county, so it puts them to 21. Colusa County, 52 to 53, they have 23 antibody tests, that puts them at 30. Chattooga County, they stayed the same at 16. And they have 2 antibody tests, so that puts them at 14. Whitfield County, they went from 139 to 154. Gordon County, they had 121, they're up to 122. They have 2 antibody tests, that puts them at 120. Floyd County, 155 to 157. They have 1 antibody test to deduct from, that's 156. Bartow went from 360 to 363. And this unknown counties have went up to 1,004 in Georgia in unknown counties. We currently have 1,405 deaths. That's up from 1,357. Moving down to Tennessee, in Hamilton County, they went from 211 to 233. That's with 104 recoveries, and they have 13 deceased. Marion County went from 29, well, they are 29, they stayed the same. They have 23 recovered and with 1 deceased. Grundy County, they stayed the same at 30. They have 23 recovered, that's with 1 deceased. Sequatchie County, they're down from 7, is that what? So they went down 1. So every seems like every other day we have one that's going down instead of up. And evidently it's a mistake there that was accredited to that county. But they have 6 recovers, so they really don't have any out there that's actually active. Meigs County went from 17 to 22. They have 6 recovered. Bradley County, 64 to 69. They have 49 that's recovered and 1 deceased. And Tennessee has a total of 243 deaths, and that's up from 237 as of yesterday. Moving to Alabama and Jackson County, they went from 56 to 60, and DeKalb County went from 130 to 148 confirmed cases. That's from yesterday, 130 to 148. Alabama has a total of 9,903 confirmed cases, and that's pretty much the. Let me make sure I didn't. Okay, totally in Georgia. It's pretty interesting here. Totally in Georgia, this is as of this morning. There's been 251,288 tests that's been administered that's recorded in the state of Georgia. And out of those, as I mentioned, there's 33,833 confirmed cases. So that's pretty interesting numbers too. We got any questions here?
We do have one.
Okay.
Actually, we have 2 questions. One question says, do they know it was COVID-19? The common cold is also a form of the coronavirus, isn't it? So I think what they're talking about is the test results that we talked about earlier.
Yeah. To you know, or they asked me, is that the same? From what I've read on it's, you know, I've not really read that much, but according to this, it could come back. Yep. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
And the second one is, when is the Department of Driver Services coming back to do driver's licenses?
I've not been able to find that out. I nailed them down today. I'm hoping that I thought it was going to be this Monday, but I've been on the phone this morning to them, and they're still, the state's still up in the air about letting their people come back in to an office, to a public office. And that is the case in a lot of their offices. You know, they're not really opening back up yet. We had, I mentioned this the other day, I think I had the EPD in the county most of the day. I didn't have them. They came in, and we had some issues going on. And they had to actually, he had to sign his life away to come out of the office. And he's not even in the office. He came from home up here and had to go directly back from home. But this was kind of a serious violation. And he said that he had not received any kind of relief or anything of when they're going to be going back to work, as of all the state offices just about. So I really don't know. I mean,
And we do have one more. If we want to drop off an absentee ballot, is there a place to do that?
that's true. You can bring it back here and give it to the Luana in the office here out front, or we do have an outside ballot box that we we were required to do this, to furnish this out there, and you can actually drive up to it and deposit it. It's right in front of this building, the administrative building. It's a big white box. Kind of looks like a postal box a little bit, and it's got the signage on it, and it does have, pretty interesting if you read it. I don't know if you posted it or not, but you know, there's certain people that actually can deliver that for you. You know, it's like your children and grandchildren and all that, but it gives a list on that. Did you post that? Did you get one of those? It'd be interesting to post it. Yeah, it's on that box out there, and it tells the people. In other words, just a stranger, from what I understand, can't just come up and drop it in a box. You know, I mean, supposedly from Georgia, but that came from the Secretary of State's office to Luana, and I'll get a copy of that from her and get Carrie to put it online. If you got any questions on that, yeah. Okay. Appreciate everyone watching, and just if there's any questions, you can call my cell phone 667-8999, area code 423. Carrie, if she monitors that regularly, I'm almost 24 hours, I think, because she was on there yesterday doing some things. Or call any of our commissioners. Their numbers are posted. 657-4625 is our office number here. I just appreciate everyone, you know, working with us on this and all. And like I said, if you got any questions any time of the day or night, just please call me, and we'll talk to you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Thank you.